Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Happy New Year. It's a little bit later in January for this, but it is my first video of the year, so I do have a bit of a backlog to catch up on from where the car is now from where my last video was. Today we are heading to shoot the phase 3 side of it for the mods that are on the car. There is actually going to be a little bit more in this phase 3 than what would have been if I'd shot this a couple of months back. And that's just because I've had a little bit extra time to get some stuff on. So we will try and get we will get the rims and tyres that are on the car, the Snorkel and airbox. We've got the roof rack that's on. We have obviously the drawers that are in that has been featured in another video, but we'll touch on that as well. And we've got the ARB air lockers front and rear with the LINX system also, so that's a few extra little things that weren't going to be in the last video if this video if I'd shot this a couple of months back. So we'll just touch on things briefly, but yeah, I probably won't talk to you again until I get up there. I think the turn off Scorey Road from memory, so I'll get down there and then I'll talk to you before we start heading down that way and see what we come up to. Alrighty.
Yeah, oh my Lord, watch me sway. Darkness falls and we all pray, hoping for the light of day. Down to the river I have held the devil's hand, felt the weight of my own sin, burdened by the heart of man. Down to the river, down to the river. Oh, bury me, carry me, oh, far beneath, oh, fire and water me, going down deep, say, oh,
just pulled up. A little stop off here just at the start of Gorey Road, probably knock some air out the tyres, and then yeah, head down, just see what I can find. There's plenty of spots up here, so I'll just get set up, knock the air out, and then we'll get going.
Mama taught me how to live, Daddy taught me how to give. Both of them had their own sins. Down to the river, every man has felt the shame. All our blood, it runs the same. Father, hear us as we pray. Down to the river, down to the river. Sing, oh, bury me, carry me, oh, far beneath.
So that's air down. I just went to 25. I actually don't need to do the air or drop air because I know the road in. It's just a really easy driving gravel road, but I don't know what or where I'm going to be going. So I went down to 25. That should be able to cover most things here, and if I absolutely need to, I'll drop it down. But we'll just truck on in now and see what we can find. So probably won't record the rest of it, but when I get down there and get set up, we'll get into the phase 3. I actually made it to the spot where we shot the last time, but it's obviously been a long time since I've been here, and yeah, like I think I drove past the actual entrance a couple of times because I knew it wasn't far off one of the main tracks in, and yeah, just kept missing it because you know, it's not as bushy and green as it was the last time, so it took me a little bit longer to find it than I thought it would. So, but we're here. It's nothing special. It's just got a few trees here that I'm using as shade, and yeah, we'll get into it. Well, we'll start on the inside just because it gets me out the sun, and then we'll work our way out. We'll probably go to the front of the car, to the back, and then and see what happens. Inside. So the last time on one of the videos I said it was going to stay clean, and I think the way that I sort of run things, this is probably as clean as I'm going to be able to keep it. Pretty much since last time, we've had this put in. And this little gizmo here, if I flick the car on, is the ARB LINX. As I've got my 3 batteries running off it, so the front 2 there, the main and the auxiliaries, are the twin cranking batteries at the front, and that's controlled by the little button here that can link them, and then obviously my lithium that's in the rear is also ran off this as well. So I thought that was pretty cool that I could have three batteries being monitored all the time. And this LINX thing for me was, I actually won it down at the Perth 200 series meet down at ARB at the Cannonvale. I probably wouldn't have bought it because it's quite a pricey unit. But you know, since I won it, I thought I might as well put it in. And just to be able to watch those 3 all the time is pretty cool. The other thing that I think is going to be real handy for me is the speed gauge, because my speedo is a couple of Ks out because of the tyres that I've put on, and so that's a real handy one to have, because sometimes I don't always turn this on, so having that there on all the time is good. I can see my speed. The other thing that's run through LINX is, if I look down here, so I have ARB Lockers now, so that's the compressor and the rear and the front locker. So that is on separate switches, but I also have it running through the LINX as well. And just because it's capable of doing that, and you know, if I ever have an issue with one of the switches, I know I can do it through the LINX, and vice versa. If I run into a problem with the LINX system, I still have a manual switch there that I can play with them with. And it's the same as my spotlights. So another feature, I mean, there's loads of features in the LINX. You can buy modules that run all sorts of different stuff, but another feature of the LINX is you can run your spotlights through it. So I have got them through the LINX, but I also kept my manual switch as well. The majority of the time I leave it on that screen, and that's the one that I'll get most benefit of when I'm just doing day-to-day driving. I did get this is actually new. I did get an ultra gauge. So I used to run the scan gauge, and I was planning on putting it just in behind here, but the ultra gauge I seen on a few other review videos. You know, scan gauge is I guess main competitor. I think there was just a few features that were standard in the ultra gauge that I would have had to program into the scan gauge. So I bought an ultra gauge and sold the scan gauge to my mate, so it was a win-win on both parts. And I keep it up here because you know, I don't have to look off the road really. I can just flick my eyes up to here and you know, see what my temps are doing. And if I start the car, it should pop on, and you'll get an idea of sort of what it's, you know, it's sort of there on my eye line all the time. So I've just got the engine temp, intake temp, yeah, torque converter, and the pan temp of the auto transmission. So that's a very interesting one for me. So that temp, when you are accelerating, anyone that's got a 200 or whatever and don't have anything to monitor temps with, that's an interesting one, and I would say definitely get something, because they temps range massively. And again, there's loads of videos out there that show the difference of these temps when you're accelerating and the torque converter's unlocked, let's say, and the temps are skyrocketing to compared to when it's locked up. And also on here I've got the engine load and an instant fuel, which probably won't be that accurate at the moment because I tend to not reset the thing when I top up. So that's just on there, and it is what it is. But seeing those temps, you can see why a lot of people put in the lockup kit, like a stock lock or a Richards lockup kit, and that they make a huge difference. But effectively on the inside, that's pretty much it from the last time. I mean, I've added back in my GrabMeGear dash sort of organizer, and you know, my hammer, but I think that was on there the last time. And this is where I run the GoPro that's that I use for just doing the in-car film. I think that's pretty much it for the inside. We'll jump out and go to the front, and we'll have a look at the Snorkel on the airbox. Moving into the front, as you can see, Moonlight box is in, and man, it's nice. Obviously covered in dust from a recent trip down and dwelling up, but yeah, Moonlight box, and also the Moonlight Snorkel. Now I ran this in the 76 series, and I was very impressed with I mean, just how bulletproof and how seal tight they are. So I can't believe I can't remember exactly how long. It might have been best part of 4 years I had it in the 76, both their Snorkel and their airbox, and I had absolutely no issues. So it doesn't use the Toyota factory filter anymore. It goes away and it uses the Duramax filter. Now I still don't know if the filter was the problem or it was a combination of the filter and the clamping pressures on the airbox, but I have absolutely no worries now with the Moonlight one in. I know that's going to be brilliant. And as for the Snorkel, this time I went with the rear facing. I didn't actually do it because I think it looks better. I know a lot of people run it because they prefer the look of it. I don't know, I guess I went off the theory, and I think I don't know, maybe a lot of others that run the rear facing, is that it's facing the other way. Yes, it's still sucking. Is it gonna see less dust coming in? I don't know, time will tell. That's the reason why I went with the rear facing this time. It does look good, I'm not gonna deny that. It does look better than the ram head, but I didn't put it on that way because it looked better. And I'm still gonna run a pre-filter on that. I've got a rear facing pre-filter. I'm not sure if it's a unifilter one or not, but yep, got one of those, and I'll still put that on and just have another added bit of security. But yeah, Moonlight box with the Duramax filter and the rear facing 5-inch Snorkel. I mean, it does look really mean. I think that's pretty much it for the front end. We'll have a look at the roof rack before we end up going into the drawers at the back. So we'll jump up on the side step and have a peek. So there is nothing special here. It's the new style Rhino rack full length platform. Yeah, there's nothing flash up there at the moment. Full length because I don't really care if I cover the sunroof. I wouldn't have had it if I could have optioned it out. I can still use the sunroof. It is still fully functional. It is high enough to be able to pop it up and still use it if I need to, but I just tend not to. If anyone's got one of these and they have that little cover here, this thing up here that covers that, if you open that up and you're running the, you know, down the freeway or whatever, it's crazy noisy. Yes, it's the roof rack noise, you are going to get it. But yeah, standard full length Rhino rack. I think it's the 2100 by 1200. The only other thing that's going to get added on, I did say earlier, is I've got the awning that's going to be going up on the passenger side. It's another 270, but the really amazing thing is it's actually made here in WA and 20 minutes from my house. So that's all the framework for the actual awning itself. That's the canvas that gets put on. It is Aussie canvas, and it's all done 20 to 25 minutes from my house. So that's amazing. Any issues with anything in the future, I know I'll be able to get sorted out, which is just brilliant. And then also we are starting to run the swag again. So if we're only running the car, like I did just at the weekend past, I had the swag up there, a couple of swags, so the father-in-law tagged along, and I've got all my usable space for the stuff I can't fit in the car. And the reason why is because the drawers. So I'll head back there now, and we'll have a quick look at the drawers, because I'm gonna do a completely separate standalone video on the drawers, because there is a fair bit in there, and run through all the stuff storage wise that I've got. But yeah, the car's definitely come together, and I've actually used it and tried it. I had a little play off-road, and it definitely goes well. But yeah, we'll head back, we'll have a quick look at the drawers, and then I guess we'll just have a general chat at what I want to do with the channel this year, and what I want to try to achieve with it. So I'll meet you at the back. Okay, so moving into the back of the car, and as you can see there's the drawers. Anyone that does follow me on Instagram will have seen not just the drawers, but probably everything else from sort of post. It's a little bit easier to keep that updated, obviously, but they would have seen the Snorkel and the rims and tyres and roof rack and whatnot, and the drawers. And anyone that would have been at the show and came down there and stopped them by the Black Label and ARB Electric's tent would have seen this stuff anyway. But just to quickly touch on it and a little bit of a closer sort of look at it, and I'll do a separate video on this by itself, like I said, but pretty much that's it. And the big thing was to get this Enerdrive unit squeezed into the middle there, which is such a big and cool sort of thing to be able to actually have done now. And John and his team and Riley from ARB Electrics has completely smashed this, and been a massive build, and it's came up incredible. But yeah, just quickly, as you can see it there, main power unit in the middle. That's a 40 litre angle on a drawer slide. A couple of drawers which are slightly smaller, little coffee machine in that little nook here, and then a little bit of storage above with the travel buddy mounted on the K-on shelf, and down the side the battery. But again, I want to leave that just as it is there, because that's going to be a separate video. We ran this just the weekend gone there. A bunch of us got together. We did a video with one of the channel, Brayden from 4x4 Camping Adventures. We sort of did a 200 versus Y62. So I don't know when this video will be out, but it either might be up by then, or if I can get my act together and get this edited real quick, it'll still be to come out. So keep an eye on his channel for that. But yeah, I ran all this stuff that weekend. It was me and the father-in-law, so I didn't have the dog and the wife, but not much else would change in the way it performed. For the official shakedown trip, you could say. It did real well. Real happy with the battery capacity. Being able to run the oven and the coffee machine when we want it, and the induction cooktop and charge stuff, and you name it. And it was brilliant. And that's how the back is looking. And again though, I'll get a separate video on that. And pretty much the last thing I want to look at for the phase 3 sort of side of it is going to be the rims and tyres. Pretty much what we're running on here is we've got the Fuel Vector rims. They're 18 inch by 9 inch wide, and we've coupled them with the Nitto Ridge Grappler, and they're the sort of in between the muddy and the all-terrain, and I'm real impressed with them. I remember years ago I had the Nitto MTs, which is the mud terrain ones, on my 76, and they were bulletproof, but I actually wanted the ridge grapplers, just nobody brought them in, and the people that could get them in, you pay a lot more in to get them in, because they were all coming in from the States. But well happy that I've put them on, and they look incredible. They've got a real aggressive sidewall. It's all the 3-ply sidewall, so it's really, really strong. And the tyre themselves have got a real aggressive pattern on them, so so far so good. If anyone is wondering, I have went slightly larger on my tyre to a 285/65/18. The standard tyre size on there is 285/60/18, so it's ever so slightly larger. And yes, anybody that asked the question of, do you get rubbing on here with a 285/65/18? The answer is yes, you definitely do, and it's on the mud flap. And there's obviously a real easy way to fix that, is cut it. I don't want to cut it. I did see somebody at the Perth 200 meet who had done a really cool thing, which I'm going to copy, and it was pretty much, you know, getting the hairdryer out and you know, heating up the guard and cable tying it back and keeping it back without actually having to cut it, and it was real neat and real tidy. So I'll probably end up doing that. But you can see this one seems to catch. I don't know if you can see it. Yep, you can see that catches a little more than the other side. But yeah, you definitely do scrub without any more intervention on the guards and whatnot. So I think that's about it. I'll just get to the back and shut everything up, and then we'll have a quick chat on sort of what we're going to be doing this year. So I'll pack up and we'll get you in a second. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video. I'll do a completely dedicated video on the rear, and I'll probably just do that in the garage at the house, and that way I can actually you know, play around. I can run the induction cooktop, run the coffee machine, and put a few numbers on what each of those things down the back there actually draw, and the, you know, the pie oven and that. But as for phase 3 and the mods that are on it at the moment, you know, having the extra couple of months to get stuff done, we've managed to get the airbox and that on, so there's a few extra things on there that I probably wouldn't have had on phase 3, and I would have had to do another one. So as for everything that's on it at the moment, physically, that'll be it for a little while. There is a few things ordered, but that's with COVID and the waits for pieces of equipment, that's a fair bit away. So that's about 5 months away before we do the next exterior mods on here. The phase 4 side, I'm going to go and try and get the wheels in motion for that. That'll be engine mods for the phase 4 stuff. So we'll try and get a tune done, the auto tune done. We'll probably put a lockup kit in there as well. And we'll call that phase 4, and then we'll just leave what's left to be done, which is at the rear anyway, for way down the line. I am planning on getting more consistent with the videos now that the car's sort of ready, and I'm getting chewed by ants, man. Yeah, now that I've got that all on, we'll be getting out a lot more and doing some trip videos. So I am going to get more consistent with videos. I'm going to try and get this one done as quickly as I can and get it out. I'll record the drawer one at the back, which will only be a quick, I don't know, 5 or 10 minute video that we'll do on some of the stuff that's in the back, and show you that in a bit more detail. And trips, I'm hoping to get a couple of one-nighters away. So if it's me going solo for a night, and I'll try and get a trip one done, or if it's me, the wife, and the dog as well. So I'll try and get a couple of trip videos done and have them staggered to be monthly. I'll just commit to monthly at the moment, and then see what happens from there. So I'm really going to push YouTube. You bastard! Really going to push YouTube this year and see what happens. Just I'll make sure I keep it fun, and yeah, put out some more content. Jeez. I think that's about it. We'll leave it there. As always, please like the videos, smash the like button. Yeah, subscribe, it makes me feel good. And you might just get a laugh at one of my videos. And obviously jump across to Instagram as well. I'll put all the stuff either in the description or on the back end of this video. Check out the other videos that I've got. I've got a playlist with I'm putting together the build stuff in, and there'll be another couple of separate videos on the exhaust install and some rear storage and that. And yeah, we'll leave it there. So yeah, subscribe, jump on Instagram, follow along, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.